Okay, when I first read your book, Ask and It's Given, 11 years ago, and started doing the processes and writing what I wanted in a job, I needed a job. And it was a very general thing that I was writing. I didn't have anything specific in mind. And I would just write, I work with wonderful people, and it's an interesting environment, and I do creative things. And about 3 months later, I get a call, and I'm working for a temp agency. And they called and they said, well, how would you like to work for Kirk Douglas's wife for like 2 weeks filing? And I said, that sounds really fun to me. So I went in, and I was supposed to just be there for 2 weeks filing. And a couple weeks later, his wife, I was literally filing, loving it. There were pictures from every movie he's ever made. I'm a big film buff. And she said, I want to get you off your knees and give you a real job. I was on my knees filing. And since then, I've worked with the foundation, helped to give away millions of dollars. It's been the time of my life. So thank you so much.
So that's a wonderful thing. And so something that is very helpful is when you are all the way over here in such satisfaction to identify what the components were that brought that about. Now let's retrace what you were saying. What did you originally say?
It was very general.
But you said something else.
I would write, and I was very general and just described it.
I wasn't all caught up in it. I hadn't been practicing the frustration of not having a job. So go back to that and tell us a little more, if you can, of how you were feeling as you were getting ready to get ready.
It was just very general feeling. It felt good. There was no big one thing that I had specifically that I needed.
So there you were. And what kind of things did you begin writing?
I'm surrounded by interesting people. I like what I do.
And can you feel how in her generality she was not pushing against anything? And all of those things were already in the vortex, and your inner being already knew that that was out there for you if you could find your way to it. And so can you recall even more?
I definitely said, like, it follows my natural rhythms, during the day. I'm working, and it follows my natural rhythms, and I get to do a variety of things.
And so you didn't get so specific that you shot yourself in the foot in any way.
Right.
You were general enough, and it felt good while you were doing it. Now here's a big piece of this question. Did you feel any frustration? Did you feel any urgency? Were you trying to overcome anything?
Not at the time, yeah.
Not at the time.
Yeah.
Not about that. Isn't it perfectly logical from what you know that she could get there from there? Because there just wasn't anything junking up the trail. And so that is the path of least resistance to anything that feels like a dilemma or a solution that you're looking for. If you can recall situations where you know you moved from a place of not having to a place of having something that you want, and you identify, most important, not what you did, but how you felt as you were moving along. Wouldn't you say that there was not any angst in your vibration about that?
There was no angst.
And so do you all accept that the things that you want are pulsing in a very powerful way in your vortex? And can you hear from her story how she just didn't do anything to mess that up, and so it unfolded? You got to bring yourself to the place of really non-attachment and non-risk and non-worry and non-fretting.